Hello and welcome back to Minecraft with Niceberg. It is great to be back, and we are here outside our iron farm, which is where we ended last time. Now you'll notice that we have quite a bit of space around us here cleared out. I have been busy between episodes just taking down birch trees, getting plenty of sticks, and trading with our villagers. And today we have in store for us a couple of things that I think are going to be just super important coming up soon. First of all, we want to put a building. I want to put something around our iron farm here so that we don't just have the iron farm hanging out in the middle of the open. And so we're going to start a little bit of a project there. And let me show you just how much iron we have right now. You can see we've got a ton of this, and so I'm thinking that this is probably a good opportunity for us to also begin thinking about the possibility of trading with toolsmiths and weaponsmiths and opening up a few more trades and a few more opportunities for us to get tools and armor and things like that without having to go mining for diamonds and enchanted books or whatever. So I'd also like to get our villager breeder going, and I have plans for both. So sit tight and let's get our building underway. With that time lapse, our first second building, I suppose, if you count our starter house, is built. And it's not really much of a building. It's just a circle that I've textured a little bit near the top, and we've put a little rim of deep slate brick slabs on it. And that is what it's going to look like for now. So I do have plans for kind of this entire area, including our villager breeder when we get it going. And I've got plans for a couple more buildings sort of like this that I haven't quite settled on what I'm going to do, but I do have plans. So that will be for another time. Now, I was going to do the villager breeder today, but I actually think that a better idea would be to get our storage area for our iron set up, because if we get down in here and take a look at what we've got, we're almost out of room here. And so if I set up the villager breeder today, I'm not going to have a trading hall ready to go, and we're not going to be able to burn through that iron, and I'm going to run out of space to store it real quick. So I do have a plan for a storage area back over on this side of what this space is going to be. And it's actually going to be a series of storage silos that are going to kind of go back in here. This is going to be a little bit of our industrial sort of area. So we're going to set up some more permanent and a lot larger storage than what we have even over in the starter house. This is going to be like bulk storage of several different items. So I'm going to go get some resources together for that, make sure that I'm in the right spot, because I do, like I said, I got plans for kind of this entire area around us. So I got to make sure that that gets set up in the right place. And then we'll be back and we'll talk about what that storage system is going to look like. Now, the bulk storage system that we're going to set up is going to sit behind this vat here, and we're just going to have a series of silos. And so I'll start building them up, and this has a little bit of redstone to it, so I'll go ahead and talk about the redstone when I get to that point. And otherwise, we'll just get this going a little bit here. So as I keep mentioning, I've got a plan for this place, and so I've extended out here where my first bulk silo is going to go, and it's going to go right here on this little pad, and I'm going to have to expand this a little bit because this is actually right where the corners of our silo are going to sit. And so I want a little bit more space here to do some work. But this is going to be our first bulk storage silo for iron. And there is going to be a little bit of redstone involved in this bulk storage silo. So when we get to that, I'll cut in and show you what that looks like. There is the first one of our large bulk storage silos completed, at least with the external. You're seeing the basic structure here. Now we're going to get on the inside of it and go ahead and do a little bit of work inside. I'm going to go grab a few stone slabs so that we've got some things to work with our redstone in, and we'll check out what these lamps are for and how exactly they work. Here we are on the inside of the silo. We're going to fill this space up pretty quickly here. We are going to start out by putting a slab next to each one of these redstone lamps. And the idea here is as resources fill up the chests, these redstone lamps will turn on to tell us just how many chests of resources we have. So we'll put slabs on the bottom half. Now we need to do the same thing, but on the other side and on the other side. So this one, the slab is to the left of the bottom. We need to put this other slab to the right of the bottom. And the real reason for that is going to be at the top when we do the system where things actually come in, where the resources actually come in. On each of those slabs, we're going to grab our comparators, and we're going to put a comparator into the block. So the one side into the block. The double side reads whatever you've got it pointing towards, and if it's able to conduct a redstone signal, it will. And so what will happen is as soon as one of the double chests that we're going to put in here gets anything in it, it will start to light up the lamp, and so we'll be able to tell how much stuff we have. Now that we have the slabs and comparators in place, we'll go ahead and put the chests in place. And to do that, we'll just shift click against the comparator, and we'll pop it in, and then we'll go down a level, and we'll continue to do that. So I think at this point it'll be easier to go here like this, boom, and then shift click onto that chest as well. See if I can get that from here. There we go. And as opposed to having to climb down the bamboo every time, or the scaffolding there every time. So can I see? There we go, right there. All right, perfect. All right, I'm going to get all of these chests in place on both sides, and then we'll be back in. On the other side, I found it easier if we would start at the bottom, and then we can shift click into the middle chest and out to the side there, just if anybody's having problems with that. Now, I do have a problem because I'm noticing that I've actually done this backwards. I need this side of the chest where it's open here. This is where the tube's going to come up and we're going to dump things in, and I need this on opposite sides. So I'm going to leave this one where it is, and I need to switch everything here. So this top comparator actually needs to be on the left hand block up here at the top. So I'm going to have to redo this side real quick. And done. So when we put in these the input pipes, you'll understand why that needed to be that way. So here's the deal. Now, when I toss something in here, it sends a redstone signal there, and it lights up the lamp. So it won't show us when the chest is full, but it'll show us when there's something in it. And then we want to actually get things down into this input chest here. So we'll just take hoppers, and we'll stick them out of the back. Boom, boom. And one right there. So things will come into the top and work their way through all the chests down into this one. Now we'll get a backlog of items in these hoppers, right? So that's 5 stacks per hopper, 15 extra stacks before the lights even start to light up. So we'll have 15 plus the 27 before we even start to get a backlog in our, before we even start to get a backlog in the storage system here. So that'll work out nicely. Next, we'll go ahead and put in the input pipes that are actually going to come underneath the farm and then up through the top. But before we do that, let's go ahead and sleep so that I don't get attacked again. Well, this is not what I wanted to see. This means that we do have golems spawning outside of our chamber here. I thought I had this built wide enough, but apparently not. So we're going to have to troubleshoot that at a later date. At the top here, we're going to use a series of hoppers and waterways to get all of our items into our chest and our system here. I've got some oak trap doors here to help us kind of guide all of our items in water. So we're going to go ahead and just build a little pathway out of the trap doors and create a space for the water to go. Now, underneath this block here, where I'm putting the trap doors, we're actually going to put a slab, and that is where the items will actually flow into. There are my slabs. I knew I had some somewhere. There we go. So we'll put a top half slab there. And I actually need to get rid of this trapdoor right here. It is definitely in the way. Down here at the bottom, we'll go ahead and make a series of trapdoors that will stand up on end, and this is where all of our items are going to come up. So we'll extend this tube down through this hole at some point soon here, and we'll get a bubble vader going in once we get the pathway from the iron farm. It'll come in here, we'll swoop the items up this elevator, and we will have them in our nice little bulk storage system here. At the top of our pipe here, I decided to put a sea lantern. We're going to need some light up here anyway, so that'll work. And we're going to put a water bucket right there that'll sweep all of our items into the hopper. Just below that, we're going to get another water bucket, and we're going to put a water source block right below that sign, and that's going to be the start of our bubble vader. So we'll enclose the top of this here with some trap doors so that the items can't go flying out. And we'll go ahead and also get rid of that slab there. And actually, I think the very top of this is eventually going to be slabs, if I remember correctly from the design, but that's all right. All right, let's go get our bubble vader done. It is the next day IRL, and you can see that the landscape has changed a little bit. I needed ice so that we could get our iron moved from the farm over to the storage area, and something I thought we had seen ice really close to the base when we did our first exploration, and well, 3,500 blocks in 2 directions later, and we finally found it. So little accidental exploration happening here in this episode, but this is definitely necessary for the project that we're working on. So we're going to get a whole bunch of this packed ice and take it back with us so that we don't need to make this trip again anytime soon, and eventually we'll just put this in our nether hub. So it's going to be a little bit before I get back and we can finish up our storage problem. We have returned. So down here is where we're digging our tunnel. I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to make sure we've got all of the copper ore out of here that we want. And then we're going to set this up to be a nice little waterway / ice road tunnel over here. And this is going to be our bubble vader up to the top. And we'll have another one over here that'll go into the other chests. So I'm going to get that done and we'll bring it back in. You know, these projects would take me a lot less time if I remembered to grab everything that I needed at the very beginning. We are ready to go ahead and build the bubble vader, but I forgot my kelp. So I made a nice little polished diorite path here. This is where the water's going to go. And I've got ice every 8th block. So there's 7 diorite, and then the 8th block is open. Water flows 8, so you could go one more, but I don't like to push it, especially when I've got plenty of ice and stuff. So that'll work. Then right here is our entrance that's going to go up into our tunnel there. So I'm going to go ahead and put the kelp in, and then we'll float back down to the bottom. And there we are at the top. So the iron's going to shoot up here, get caught here, and travel around. I can't because there's trapdoors over my head right now. So we'll go ahead and break that kelp, and all of those should now be source blocks. Beautiful. Drop a block there. It's all blocked in. And now we just need to put the water in place. We're going to put slabs over the top of each ice block here. So let me pull out my stone brick. So we'll go like that. And then we'll slap a slab, a top half slab in there. And the iron will float right under. So we'll get those set up and we'll break back in here and get this flowing the way it's supposed to be now. I had the waterway ready to go and I realized that I don't have the hoppers in here connecting the chests. So we'll go to the top, and the reason that these are offset is so that iron will go in that one, and then I can put a hopper here, iron will go in that one, come to the other side of the next one down, and shift click a hopper into that one if I can. Bink, there we go. Finally into the next last one, and then the last one. There we go. Now we're ready to give this a try. Let's go break a chest. Now, this is not going to work perfectly because the chest is not over the top of the opening. So we're going to end up having to grab some stuff and toss it into the water stream the first time here. But we'll go ahead and break it. We'll see a bunch of stuff come out. I don't know if we got any of it to actually go into the water stream. We're just going to toss it in here, and pretty soon we should see it show up over in our storage system. I am going to try and keep the poppies separate for now, just because it dawned on me that, yeah, we are going to have a small problem, and that we're going to have both poppies and iron heading into this system. So we're going to have to build a separator sometime soon. And before we leave this area, we're going to need to replace this hopper. So instead of a hopper in here, we are going to take and put in a trapdoor, and we're going to open it up. And that should still allow them to get in there, but now the iron will just drop right down. We'll go from there. So I'm going to plug that hole up a little bit there. Probably get some more. We'll need to get some copper and dark prismarine, and we can continue that down, and then we'll take care of that in a moment. Why don't I just put these chests here? We'll throw the poppies in there for the time being. Let's get up, sleep through the night, and check our system. Iron should be flowing through the system. We shouldn't see any lights on because, yeah, this chest is not even full yet. And so if we come to the top, we're likely to see a backlog in here. Yep. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and toss a lot of this into this upper chest. That way we don't lose it, just in case it would take longer than 5 minutes for all that to go. After this first go around here, this shouldn't be an issue because it won't be flowing in this quickly at any other time. Yeah, and so the items here aren't changing because you've got things from the hopper coming in, you got things going out into this chest, and down to the very bottom. So just pop down here, make sure that things are still coming into this chest, and we are golden, ladies and gentlemen. Our first silo is nearly done. We just need to finish off the other pipe and the very tip top. I have put the roof on, and I have installed the second pipe. Although the second pipe is not going anywhere, I do not yet have plans for what's going to go on the other side of this. Whoopsies. I do not yet have plans for what's going to go on the other side of this silo, so it's ready to be hooked up whenever we are good to go. We already have a full chest of iron in here. Plus, we should have close to, we should be really close to getting iron in that first double chest. Although we're further away than I guess I thought. We had a lot more poppies in there, I suppose, than what I thought. So that's all right. We will have those filled up in no time, I'm sure. The last thing then that I want to do before we end this episode is get rid of this iron golem, because I think he is preventing spawns in the farm right now. So I'd like to get rid of him and just make sure that when an iron golem does spawn in here, that trap door isn't preventing him from
getting into the lava there. So that's the next task at hand. Alright, there he is. He is in the lava without a problem. It's pushed him into that corner. We should see his iron drop and everything go down right into that water system. Now we are probably going to have some poppies in there, and we are going to need to pull poppies out of the system. I do have an idea for how to do that. Maybe we'll put poppies on the other side. I don't really want to do that. Yeah, we need to get that out of there. So we're going to have to take care of our poppy problem. Probably going to do that between episodes, and I'll show you what my solution is. And we'll get started on our villager breeder in the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Looking forward to getting this area all built up. Like I said, I got a plan for what we're going to do, and this is just the beginning. So I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully you are too. Hopefully you'll come back and see what we are going to do with this space as we turn this into sort of our industrial, the beginnings of at least our industrial area for this world, and prepare to maybe go off and find a place to beautify and do some really cool building on. So until next time, I am Niceberg. I hope that you have a great week, and I will see you back here on Monday. See ya.